So, Mr. Cannon, you and Mike discussed some of the cost overruns and the estimated costs are reaching the $317.5 million mark. So what happens after that? Can you explain to us a little bit about what are the factors that have been leading to these extra costs? And has there been anything new since we've last written about this in January to add to those costs?
So a couple factors have played into the cost growth that we've seen. One significant one was during construction of some of the walls on the west side of the Oregon 43. There was drilling into those that rock. That rock turned out to be much more difficult to drill into than we had anticipated it would be, and the contractor pursued that work actively, but it took him more effort than he had anticipated, so we had to resolve that for the contractor so they were adequately compensated. Another area that we've seen some growth in is just in the level of what we call subgrade stabilization. So as we excavate out on the highway, we want to make sure that there's a firm foundation for the new roadways to be on, and when we're placing that or testing that soil, if it isn't going to provide a good foundation for the roadway, then we excavate out more of that soil until we get down to firmer stuff, and then we put in a couple feet of crushed rock to provide a good solid foundation for the future highway. That's been an area we've added expense also.
Help us understand a little bit about the traffic going in and out of the bridge with this video that you guys made.
Okay, so what the video shows is a schematic diagram of the intersection that shows the different traffic movements that will be possible once that final interchange is in place. The big ones obviously are the through traffic on Oregon 43, which actually doesn't go through the intersection, it goes underneath the intersection. There'll be one lane in each direction going underneath the intersection. And then the other movements would be the traffic coming off the bridge to head north onto Oregon 43, or the traffic coming off the bridge that wants to head either into the cemetery or south on Oregon 43. And then traffic coming southbound on Oregon 43 that wants to head onto the bridge. So that'll be a ramp that has 2 lanes on it that heads onto the bridge, which will also have 2 lanes. And then those 2 lanes merge once they get onto the bridge. So this model kind of shows how that traffic is going to come through the signal and then merge when it gets onto the bridge. And it also shows the traffic, so it also shows the traffic going off the bridge to the north, and it also shows the traffic coming northbound on Oregon 43, turning right to get onto the bridge, and how that interfaces with the traffic southbound coming onto the bridge.
And lastly, the public art component to the project. There was a mention about it at today's briefing. Can you just remind our readers and summarize what the public art component consists of and what they could expect to see?
So the public art is a result of the 1% for art law that applies to the funds that the City of Portland have in the project. And this has been being project managed by the Regional Arts and Culture Council, and they're basically building a gateway feature on as you come eastbound onto the bridge into the Sellwood neighborhood. On either side of the road, north and south sides, as you approach the intersection at 6th Avenue, there will be a series of stainless steel totems about 20 feet tall. And they'll be varying colors from kind of organic earth tones at the bottom up to kind of sky blue at the top. They're bent, and then the orientation of them is rotated as you move through this series, so that there's a sense of movement as you move into the neighborhood. And we're excited to see this concept going from just that, a concept, now being realized by a fabricator in North Plains here in the Portland area.